Hi guys, this is Lash. I'm going to show you how to make a pop tab bracelet. First thing you're going to need is stretchy cord. You're going to need about 2.5 feet. I like to go with 3. This is 2.5 ish. I don't remember how much I cut. I have about 3 feet. I have bigger wrists. I like to stick with 3 feet. Also, it's easier to work with the more you have. You're going to need pop tabs. You're going to need pliers, which you don't need pliers to actually make the bracelet, but you're going to need them to prepare the tabs. And what I mean by that is you're going to want to bend over any circles you have. Circles actually make for a better tab because it doesn't leave any sharpness up here at the top. But if you don't have circles, which is like circles, if you don't know what I'm talking about, are the little part that connects the tab to the can right here. Like, see? If you do have circles, you want to just bend them down like that with a pair of pliers, kind of flatten the tab. Be gentle, don't like squeeze so hard that you're going to ruin the tab. Trust me, I've done it. So yeah, pop tab, stretchy cord, that's all you need. If you don't have pliers, don't fret. The tabs don't have to be prepared, but I prefer to wash them with warm soap and water to get all the sticky off if there is any. But first thing you're going to do is fold your stretchy cord in half. Directly in half, right? Ends are even. Okay, so you're going to pick up your first tab. You're going to stick. I'm going to try, it's hard for me to do it at this angle, but I'm going to try to show you right side up. You're going to stick the cord through the tab. Okay? And then what you're going to do is pull it to the end. Okay? So you have a tab down here. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to, this is also, you want to keep the front facing you on the top layer, and on the bottom layer you want the ugly side facing you. See if you can tell the difference. So I'm going to put the ugly tab, or the tab facing the ugly side facing you, right here. Okay, you've got to kind of hold it like that. So I'm going to try to hold it and show you what I'm doing. So you're going to hold it. I'm going to take the bottom cord that I took through the bottom hole, and I'm going to poke it through the bottom hole in the back and back through the same hole in the top. And I'm going to turn it over to show you what I'm doing from the back when I do the top one. So this is the back. This is the cord coming out the top hole. I'm going to poke it through the top hole on the new tab, and I'm going to poke it back through the top hole that's on the tab on the front. Okay? So that kind of leaves you with this on the back. And then on the front, you have your little thingy right here, and you have your 2 cords sticking out. What I like to do is make sure that it's even, but you can do this by evening up your ends and then pulling on this gently enough that you're not stretching the cord. I'm going to do it over here because it's too hard to show you what I'm doing because the cord's so long. But you want to kind of make sure, like, see right here how that blue one's hanging? That's because the blue side's longer. So I'm going to kind of just even it out a little bit so you have it where when you pull it and you're not actually stretching the cord, they're both kind of even. Okay? So, again, this is the top. Okay? This is the top. Okay, so now I'm going to stick the next tab down. Again, you want the pretty side facing up. Okay, just like that. It's kind of hard to hold and show you what I'm doing, but I'm going to try my best. Now, I like a pretty X pattern, so I'm going to take the top cord. This is coming out of the top hole, and I'm going to poke it through the bottom hole on the new tab for the top, and I'm going to poke it through the bottom hole that's on the back side tab. Okay, so it's being poked through the back tab as well as the front. See, it's coming out the back right here. That's the back, that's the front. Then you're going to take the bottom one and you're going to poke it through the top hole in the front as well as the top hole of the back tab. It's going to give you this pretty X, okay? Then you're going to pick up another tab for the bottom. You're going to place it ugly side facing you. Again, these are kind of staggering, as you can see. You're going to place it right up against that one in the back. You're going to take the top cord and place it through the top hole. See, it's really hard to hold and do at the same time. You don't want to do that. See what I'm doing right there? You don't want to do that. You have to poke it through not only the back but the front as well. If you don't, it's just going to fall right off, because that's the trick to keeping them together. And then you're going to do the same thing with the bottom. Poke it through the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm going to work on this. It's going to be sideways, but maybe you can see it. I'm going to time lapse this out so this tutorial isn't ages long. Okay, I'm getting towards the last few tabs here. I'm going to go ahead and try to do these slow. Show you again. When you're putting the back tabs on, you take the top cord through the top and the bottom cord through the bottom. And when you're doing the top tabs, you take the top through the bottom, making sure to go through both, and the bottom through the top, making sure to go through both. Another thing I want to mention is you want to have the bottom of the tab all facing the bottom and the tops all on the tops. One more back. Okay. Now when you finish, this bracelet has 12 on top, or in the front, I guess, and 12 in the back. I've kind of used this pretty gradient. It looks really pretty. This is a 24 tab bracelet. I'll go ahead and add 2 more. 24 to 26 is average. 28 if you need it larger, and if you need it smaller, 22. But since I've got the cord, I'll go ahead and add 2 more here. And just add them just like that. You're going to need to have a little bit of cord left. Again, my wrist is kind of large, so we're going to pretend that I'm making this for me. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your bracelet fits around your wrist, okay? And once it does, then you're going to take, and again, also you need to finish, you start on the top, you need to finish on the bottom, down here. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around like this, just like you're adding a top tab, okay? The top tab doesn't have a bottom tab on this side. So you're going to wrap it around and you're going to use the tab you started with, which is right here. You're going to use that as your top tab, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to stick the top thread. This is a little difficult, you kind of got to maneuver it. You're going to stick the top thread through the bottom, and you're going to stick the bottom thread through the top. And again, you're going to want to make sure you're going through not only the top tab, but you're also going through the bottom one. After you've done that, you just kind of want to hold your strings together in the back, okay? with one hand, because you're going to flip the bracelet inside out. It's really easy to do. It's not difficult. Alright, now you have your tab. It kind of, like, when you have it flipped inside out, this tab's going to kind of stick up. You don't want that. So what I like to do, and this is totally up to you, I like to take the strings here, and you can do this any way you want. It doesn't have to be specific, but I like to take them and just find a place, and that can be anywhere. You want to find a place to stick them through over here, because you want to hold this piece down is what you're trying to do. So this cord needs to wrap around the part that's sticking up, just like as if you were adding another bottom tab. So you can just do that, find somewhere to stick it in at, and again, it's got to be somewhere that goes over the tab you're working with. Sometimes these, like, because of the edges, they want to like stick together, so you just kind of have to move them, so to speak. Okay, so once you get that done, pull it like all tight. Okay, then you're going to hold the strings together again on the other side, flip it back to the front. Okay, now then you're going to have your strings on the front. You don't want that. What I like to do is just stick them, like, see how they're kind of coming out the same tab here? What I like to do is put this one back down this way and this one back down this way. So it'll just create another line like this. So I'm going to stick the top one into the same hole, or the bottom one into the same hole that the top one's coming out of, and the bottom one into the same hole that the top one's coming out of. Okay? Then you just, this is just securing it. Okay? Then you're going to hold them again and flip it back, and then basically you've got your strings. You just tie them, just a regular tie them, do it really tight, pull it as good as you can, just like that, and then basically you just cut them off. You want to leave a little bit, you don't want to cut them off right at the knot. If you're worried that the elastics, like I pull mine really tight, so like that's not going anywhere. You don't want to cut them off to where they're sticking out, but if you're worried that this is going to come undone, what you can do is you can take a little dab of school glue, or any glue that dries clear, and just stick it on the knot. It'll keep it from wiggling. Flip it back in, and you've got your bracelets. Pretty. I've used gradient thread, so again, you'll see where you started it. It's gonna have a little bit of a different look on that tab, but I mean, you could just wear that one on the bottom, like no one's gonna notice it. There's no way to not have a starting tab. You have to. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. There will be more tutorials. Also, you guys can request if you want to request a tutorial. Alright, thanks. Bye.